My name is Emily Carter, I am 29 years old, and I lived in a small apartment in Southwark, London, working at a non-profit called Bright Path Education Initiative, helping struggling students apply for scholarships and financial aid. My life was quiet, modest, and in my family's eyes, almost irrelevant. My father, Robert Carter, was a wealthy businessman in London, owner of Carter Medical Supplies UK based in Canary Wharf, and my mother, Linda Carter, always prioritized my older sister Brianna Carter, who worked as vice president in the same company and lived a luxurious life in Richmond, London. She was the successful daughter, while I was the forgotten one, the one rarely invited, rarely mentioned, and often overlooked at every family gathering in Chelsea. Everything in our home revolved around achievement, image, and status, and I never fit into that picture. One evening, everything changed when my father collapsed during a corporate event in central London and was rushed to St. Thomas Hospital. Doctors diagnosed him with severe kidney failure and said he urgently needed a transplant. I wasn't even informed directly, I found out through a relative's message. When I arrived at the hospital, my mother and sister were already there, speaking with doctors as if I didn't exist. A week later, I secretly got tested as a donor, and the results shocked everyone. I was a perfect match. When I told my family, my mother immediately rejected the idea, saying I was too emotional and unstable to make such a decision, and that Brianna would handle everything properly. But my father, tired and silent, looked at me differently, like he finally saw me. Despite all resistance, I insisted on donating my kidney to save his life. The surgery took place at St. Thomas Hospital, London, and it changed my life forever. I woke up in pain, weak, and permanently marked with a scar that would never fully fade. I lost months of work, money, and stability, but I believed I had done something meaningful. However, that belief shattered at a family recovery dinner held in a private hall in Mayfair, London. My mother stood proudly among relatives and raised a toast, not to me, but to Brianna, saying she was the one who saved our father's life through her strength and leadership. Everyone applauded. I sat there invisible, erased from the story of my own sacrifice. That night, as the celebration continued, my father quietly pressed a folded napkin into my hand under the table. His hand was trembling. On it, he had written something that changed everything. He had legally transferred 51% controlling shares of Carter Medical Supplies UK, along with his life insurance and medical authority, to me after my surgery. He wrote that I was the one who saved his life, and now I held the real power in the family, but no one else knew yet. In that moment, everything I believed about my place in the family began to shift. In the following weeks, I discovered how deeply the truth had been hidden. My sister Brianna had been publicly presented as the hero through a fundraiser held in Knightsbridge, London, raising over £80,000 under her name, while my actual donation was never mentioned. My mother fully supported this narrative, building Brianna's image while erasing mine completely. Then came the turning point. A formal board meeting at Carter Medical Supplies UK in Canary Wharf. I walked into a room where I had never been taken seriously before. But this time, I wasn't invisible. I was the majority shareholder. I presented official documents confirming my ownership of 51% of the company, along with hospital records proving my kidney donation. The room fell silent. My father confirmed the transfer. My authority was legally undeniable. I removed my mother from her financial role due to ethical concerns and restructuring needs. Brianna was reassigned under supervision. The family didn't just disagree, they collapsed emotionally. My mother accused me of betrayal, while Brianna later admitted she had lived under pressure her entire life, forced into perfection while I was ignored. My father, now living separately in Westminster, slowly began rebuilding a relationship with me, realizing the cost of his silence over the years. Instead of revenge, I chose responsibility. I created the Carter Living Donor Support Fund, designed to help people who donate organs but suffer financially and emotionally afterward. It became my way of turning pain into protection for others. Months later, I met a young woman considering donating her kidney but afraid her family would erase her sacrifice. I showed her my scar and told her, the hardest part is not the surgery, it's being seen afterward. The rights of parents are extremely high, and children are commanded to show respect, obedience, and kindness even in difficult situations. However, Islam also teaches that parents must act with justice, mercy, and fairness between children. Favoritism, emotional neglect, and erasing a child's dignity are not part of Islamic guidance. Every child is an amana, trust, and Allah will question parents about how they treated them. At the same time, children are also responsible to maintain respect, avoid harshness, and not break family ties even when hurt. Balance is essential, justice without cruelty, and respect without silence in the face of wrong. This story reminds us that emotional injustice inside families is also a test from Allah. Power, wealth, and favoritism should never replace fairness and truth. Have I ever made one child feel invisible while praising another? Do I value achievements more than silent sacrifices in my family? Have I truly fulfilled the Islamic duty of fairness between my children or siblings? And if I were in Emily's place, would I still have the strength to forgive or just the strength to survive? If you want, I can also turn this into a viral YouTube script with hooks, emotional pauses, and thumbnail text.